be present. Don't put up stupid crap. Your real estate profile online should not look like OnlyFans. I said it. When I said it in a big room, people laugh.
So what are some ways for people that are, let's just say newer people in the business, to get referral business from some of their, like let's just say it's your first year in the business, you've closed 1 or 2, maybe 3 deals. How do you get some referral business from those 3 people or maybe other people in your sphere? What are some ways that you would suggest?
Oh, this is my favorite question. This happens to be my specialty, John. Thank you.
Trying to lay them up for you.
I like it. 2 things. Don't be a basic agent. Because have you guys heard of BAS, basic agent syndrome? Yeah, I know. Me and my husband, we made this up. And there's also don't be a secret agent.
Right.
The problem with our industry, and no matter how much I love fellow real estate professionals, after the transaction, 50% of the agents go cricket. They disappear. And for all our audience listening, I challenge you to do this exercise. When you are in like a social setting, non-real estate social setting, and you're the only real estate professional, meet somebody new, do a small talk, ask them, hey, where are you from? Blah, 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 blah. Where do you live? Oh, this is awesome. Oh, by the way, who is your realtor? And see what they will answer. 50% of the people don't remember the realtor's name.
Yep.
What? And that's why it's so easy for somebody like myself to come in and welcome everybody to my client community, where we're the real estate team that does not go away. As a matter of fact, we're going to be inviting you to client events. We're going to be sending you market updates. It's not like a big cloud market up because everybody does that. We're going to be sending you mailers. We're going to be recognizing your birthday, special occasions, and I'm going to be sending you soup when you're sick. Now, when you start doing that, even on a small scale, even if you have like 2, 3, 5 people or like 500 families like myself, you're going to start doing things like your competition is not doing, and it's going to bring you results. It's simple. Everything that because I have my like little Zoom about referral-based business model, and I give everybody up front. I was like, check this out. It's going to be super cheesy, super basic, but half of you are not doing what I'm going to be telling you. And it's always the case. Even like something small, like organizing your database. I always start my presentation with saying, let's go back to basics. And that's meaning organize all your people. Either it's like Chime, follow-up boss, but just once a year, sit down with your assistant or your ops manager and audit all your people. Make sure people who bought and sold with you, are they still with you? Have they wandered off? Have they moved? Have they used somebody else? It's very healthy to do that when you do that. And then try to organize all your peoples into A, B, and C, and D. And you'll be surprised how many people don't even know that concept. Well, A are your raving fans. Anyone who you can pop by anytime, and they'll be happy to see you. B are people who like know you and like and trust you. C's are your acquaintances. You still have to get them to be an A level. And then D's are delete. Don't be freaking friends with Nancy, whose husband is a realtor, because she's going to send you 0 business.
No, that's good.
Nancy.
Yeah.
Nancy.
The one thing that you said as a pivotal point in your life is, getting into the Buffini network. It sounds like, Buffini, we don't know much about him other than that he helps people get referrals and just, get within the community and stuff like that. Is that where that came from? What did you learn from Buffini overall? Am I saying his name right?
Buffini.
Yeah. So what I learned from Buffini is, like, Brian is like, I don't know if you ever saw him live, but he is complete opposite from Tom Ferry. And Tom Ferry is a very charismatic, very dynamic guy. There's some kind of calmness and kindness about Brian. And he's like, you just serve your people, show them that you care. And I'm like, done. Where do I sign? This just sounds perfect. And then how are you going to be keeping in touch? Because like Tom will straight up tell you, like, if you need to sign for Zillow or not, where Brian is like, no, we don't pay for leads. There's going to be certain steps you're going to be doing for your client interactions, like writing notes, calling them. And I'm not calling them. So I'm going to be either probably sliding into my client DMs or texting them. And that's okay, as long as you make a point of contact. And then the big aha from Brian Buffini Systems was the client events. Because believe it or not, gentlemen, from the first, second year of business, when I was running and gunning as a solo producer, and just a little side note that on my second year of business, I did 119 transactions as a solo producer with a part-time TC. And the second year we started a team, 119.
That's great.
Yeah, second year in Colorado, second year in business.
Especially if it's all referral.
Yeah.
All referral, yeah. Yeah.
So what are some ways that
And
we can ask our I'm sorry, keep going.
no, go ahead.
John got excited. He was like, how do I take the referral business? You have a life with a referral business. No. All right, continue. Sorry.
Well, I was going to bring up how the client event concept came through.
Tell us.
So I was doing a lot, 110 transactions as a sole producer with a newborn at home. It's a lot. I was borderline exhausted and I had to shift some things. I was not going to stop doing things that I was doing for my clients. And back then I was doing pop buys, all kind of little things. And I was like, what if I do a client event where people come to me? Instead of me like driving for 3 days straight, door to door, hey, happy Thanksgiving, here's a pot. What if they come to me? And I'm never going to forget. It was this little Brazilian joint here in town, nothing like Fogo de Chao or Texas de Brazil. And we rented out a small room of 40 people. And the people came. I greeted everybody. We had a quality time. And they left. And I was like, they are happy. They're fed. I got to interact with everybody. This is genius. So we took that concept and we blew it up. As simple as that. Now, our audience, there's probably somebody who's already hosting client events on a high level. We took that concept and we just made our it, because if you're going to interview with another top team leader, and you gentlemen, you both are top producing team leaders. If I'm going to ask you, you probably each have this one thing that's like, is it for your team. For a lot of people, it's Zillow. For somebody, it's like video marketing or YouTube channel. Or for us, it's our client events. Because we were on a good year, because right now this is a shifted year, but on a good year, like 2021, we had like 7, 8 big client events. It's a lot.
Wow.
And like for somebody like, whoa, how much does it cost you? Is this crazy? I'm like, yes. But the only reason why we do that, yes, number one, to give back to our client community, because I want everybody happy. But number two, I want them to be constantly thinking of me and my team anytime where real estate comes up. And there was a reason why we do that. Because, there are some industry friends who do like one event a year, once or twice. But like us realtors, we get bombarded all the time. So our clients get bombarded all the time too. They're getting harassed by Zillow, virtual assistants. Somebody is farming their neighborhood, somebody door knocking. So you, as a real estate professional, you have to decide what's going to be your it. How are you going to keep in touch with your clients? Not in a sales way, in a sincere way, that they're going to keep coming back to you. And that's why client event appreciation system works great for us.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Incredible.
The one thing that's it's extremely valuable in this business, and unfortunately we learned it, or I learned it later on, your book of business is an actual tangible asset in a way, right? And the goal is to nurture that business. You incorporate paid sources when you want to scale and grow bigger, when you don't have many in there and you want to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. The rule of thumb that we were always taught is that 4 touches through calls, 4 mail pieces should convert 10% of your database. Have you measured what that's like for you?
Are you talking about like a conversion rate?
So like
How
your
much would
database
you-
size versus touches and conversion from there. So like if you have 1,000 people in your database.
Before you said, I think you have 500 people in your database, right?
Well, no, we have more, but we have 500 active families who are living in town who did business with us.
Wow. Okay. So what we were always taught was like, hey, if your database is 500 people, right? And I know yours is bigger, 10% of that should give you business this year. So you can expect that if you have 500 people in your database, you could get 50 deals from your database this year.
Yeah.
If you're doing the right activities. Have you put any like sort of
metric on yours to see what your database is converting at with the client events?
Yeah, great question. We haven't, full transparency, we haven't, but keep in mind that opportunity of being constantly omnipresent within our client community, like it pays back.
Yeah.
It's hard to monitor because it's not like we have a time to sit down and it's like, okay, let's start tracking your referrals. Who gets referral? But it's like it's an ongoing machine. Even when we greet people at the door, I'm ultimately the greeter. I'm the always first person people come when they see. I'm the first person they see, and I'm the last person they see. And then I casually engage into conversations. Hey, this is so awesome. Hey, is there anything we can do for you or anyone you know? So we start pulling these referrals, right? And then typically, the one person who had an amazing time with our team, it's probably going to be 30 to 90 days when they're going to refer us a friend, because it's a statistic. Anyone you know right now, if it's a client, past client, or anyone even at the Starbucks, they're going to be talking to one person within the next 90 days who's going to want to buy or sell a house. Now, our goal is to make sure they buy or sell a house with us. That's all I want. And client community is probably like, I want to say 60, 70% of our business. And it's a sphere. That's what I call it, a sphere, because it's our past, present, future clients, also some relationships like friends in town. Also, another couple of niches that we have developed over time. I get a lot of agent-to-agent referral business. So hopefully you amazing agents listening to me on this podcast, you will remember me before Colorado Springs referral opportunities. Because if you send them, I will take care of them, I promise. My husband, when he got out of the active duty military, it was a big transition year for him because he's been active duty for 12 years. And he actually developed another niche out of his military connections, his school and everything. Well, he pulls military referrals there. So you kind of have to identify like what's going to be your box.
Yeah.
Like hopefully you gentlemen, you're part of Mike Ferry organization, and hopefully that's your box to network and also become real estate professionals for referral opportunities in your state, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And as you're growing your social media presence, you're realizing that you can scale the agent to agent referrals more than anything else, right?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And you're throwing an event soon as well, right?
Yeah. And that comes to mind that don't be a secret agent. Okay. Like you guys, I don't know how we connected, but I'm just super grateful to be here. But hopefully maybe you saw me on some kind of social platform
Instagram.
And you're like, Instagram. Awesome. Thank you. See, so that consistent, I'm still trying to be consistent there. That presence pays off. So don't be a secret agent. Right now, the best way to be discovered by a future consumer or a great podcast opportunity like this one, or even like be highlighted on some kind of, media outlook, like be present and don't put up stupid crap. I'm going to tell my favorite joke. Your real estate profile online should not look like OnlyFans. I said it. When I said it in the big room, people laugh because you'll be surprised.
There's so no bikini pics.
No bikini pics. Please.
Take them off, John.
Not if you're trying to sell a house. You're trying to sell something else. Because you'll be surprised how many like young real estate professional gals, they got to get into the industry. And I'm like, no, we're gonna fix it up. Just put like a little suit, let's cover a little bit. Because you have to think, you want to sell a house? You want to work with a first-time home buyer who's maybe newly engaged, maybe they're having a kid. That wife is gonna go on that online platform to check you out before they're gonna make an attempt to contact you. And if they don't see what they like, you are not gonna get a call back.
That's exactly
simple
right.
as that.
Yeah.
It's how it is. Because you guys checked me out online. You're like, Lana is decent. Lana is it looks like a funny, classy gal. Haha. I do the same thing. I check you both out. You guys do a good thing. I wanted to be part of this. A new agent comes to me immediately. Let me see their Instagram. Let me see your Facebook. And then I'm going to decide if you want to move forward.
Yeah. Interestingly enough. Yeah. We were at an event yesterday where one of the agents that was hosting it, she's a very good friend of ours. And we were talking, we were, just joking around. And then she was telling me, she's like, you guys are lucky. I'm like, why is that? She's like, for women, it's different. She's like, I have to dumb myself down sometimes when I'm meeting a couple because sometimes I don't want the wife to feel too intimidated. And it's like certain situations, she's like, I have to level up. If I know the lady might be like one of those like really, really pretty ladies, I'll go in there with no makeup just so that she can feel a little bit more important and I'm not outshining her. I'm like, damn.
I never even thought about that.
I never thought about it either. And it's like, we are
I just wear the makeup all the time.
But it's important, but definitely the way that you're being perceived, people will take it as that's truly how you are. So if you're showing bikini pictures and it's just, kind of provocative, then that's, your presence is going to be taken as that's who you are and you're selling something else other than real estate. So
there's so many people that do this part-time that, if you're fully focused on building your real estate business, you're going to take that approach. But if you're sort of just, doing bottle service on during the weekend and trying to sell, doing a couple high-end rentals in Miami, I'm not singling anybody out, am I? During the week, then, you're going to have a mixed profile, right? But it's super important. I know, when I was looking to hire an architect, I think I've told this story before, for my house, one of the first things that I did was go online and look for the architect's profile. I'm like, I want to see the other things that they've designed. I want to see what else they've built. And I couldn't find anything. I was like, well, this guy has no presence. And then a light went on in my head. I'm like, oh my God, I need to have way more of an online presence because as soon as somebody's considering hiring me, what are they going to do? They're going to look you up.
Yeah.
And they're going to look you up at the reviews. They're going to look at the pictures. They're going to judge you. It's unfortunate, but it's what happens.
Yeah.
So what are they judging you on? And are you putting out what you want to be perceived?
Yeah, that's a good point.